So what is high touch, and why should our marketing be high touch? One of the things that is key today to realize is we start at a place where we are just overwhelmed. We're overwhelmed by messaging, overwhelmed by emails, overwhelmed by people telling us we should spend money to solve our problem for the next thing, and marketing is overwhelming. There's a lot of small businesses, there's a lot of churches, nonprofits who just think I have to spend a ton of money to be able to get any kind of marketing, and we don't have that money, so we're just not going to try. And we just don't believe that. And so we have launched high touch marketing because we see that it is indeed possible. These are things that we've tried on our own. These are things we continue to try. And you hear things like, oh, organic reach is dead on Facebook. You hear things like, hey, you better get a marketing expert in here. And today, the great news is with some training and with some education, you can actually become a marketing expert. So, Jonathan, why don't you kind of demystify that high touch idea a little bit? Why does high touch matter so much for marketing?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. So marketing for many people is confusing, and you said it's overwhelming, like many things. And most people don't have the money to go out and blindly hire someone that says, hey, give me this much money and I'm going to go and do this for you, and you really don't know what's going on. People are very trusting. And so the idea that you, who is listening to this or watching this, you're the marketing expert, you just need someone to show you how to do it. And so what we do is we take your message, the thing that you're passionate about, we clarify it, simplify it, and multiply its reach with practical processes. We take the things that you're already doing and just teach you how to do them one step better. So instead of peeling one layer of the onion, peel 2 layers.
And when we say one step better, we say one step closer to relationship.
Yeah.
So what are people expecting? If they're expecting an email in marketing, then how do you send them a video? If they're expecting a video, how do you send them a note? How do you have in-person encounters? How do you have meaningful conversations and dinners? How do you make sure that your marketing tells a story versus just sharing your values or your principles? How do you make those values real to people? And so Jonathan said clarify first. You got to kind of boil those down. You got to distill those, because we all think that everybody wants our values, cares about our values, and that's just not true. We've got to solve a pain point for them. Maybe it's inviting them into a more fulfilling or bigger story of transformation if you're a nonprofit. If you're a business, in order for them to trade their money with your product, you have to remind them you need this. You've got a pain point. And so instead of just marketing in mass, which we're tired of, we teach you to actually go one layer deeper in relationship, one layer deeper here. Websites can tell compelling stories instead of just being bland and nothing there. So we really help those pop because we clarify, we simplify those, but then ultimately multiply the message. That's the beauty of social media and things like that. Jonathan, talk a little bit about multiplying that. Why is it so important today? And why do we all have a huge opportunity today to multiply the message of personal brand, team, or organization?
Well, because people are everywhere. And I preface that saying that you don't have to be everywhere. I don't think you should be everywhere. You have the right spaces to be in, and that's a topic for another conversation. But multiplying your message means, what is this, and the term we use is anchor content. So what is the main thing that you do, the steak? And then how do you take that steak and then I'm going to make a plate of fajitas out of it. I'm going to then make tacos out of it. How do you repurpose that and put it in the right mediums so that it's reaching your audience in the right spaces? So that you're not working from a set of reactive creation. You're taking the best things that you do and just multiplying where they go by tweaking them and making them better in the right mediums.
Yeah, people just seem to be overwhelmed today by the amount of content they think they need to create. You say, hey, post once a day on social media. Well, where would I come up with that? Yeah. But we're not asking you to come up with things fresh every single day. Sometimes you've already got that piece from a video promotional piece that you had, a video you filmed last year, something you grabbed on your phone about just a special moment in your organization or team. People care about that. And so maybe you can cut that down. And so we talk a lot about repurposing content. But the main thing for us is if you want to go high touch, if you want to go closer to your people, if you want to tell your story that actually is clear and compelling, we want to help you do that. And we're not just the people, the experts on the other side of the screen. We actually want to interact with your team, figure out what you're about. And then we have a 6-month training process. We actually take you through so that you become the marketing expert. We believe in your genius. We believe in the genius of team. We want to equip you for this. We don't just want to be the guys on the other side of the screen that are pulling some levers and looking at algorithms and those kind of things. Honestly, we don't really care about algorithms. We care about story. We care about message. We care about purpose. And that is just a means to get to the end of telling your story. So we would love to come alongside of you and we help you tell your story, we clarify that, and then ultimately you can see it multiplied. It's really fun to see. Jonathan and I have been working together, and now we've figured some things out. We have a lot of trust with organizations. We're trying some things. We're working with businesses on this. We're working with churches. We're working with nonprofits, and it's been really fun to watch people clarify that story, that message that they have, and ultimately multiply it to a bigger audience. And that's ultimately what we want for you guys too.
Yes, we want to strike at the heart of people like you so that you can strike at the heart of your clients. You can steward what you have well. And really, at High Touch, we do several different things, but you talk about a clear message. What we do, the core of what we do is help you be seen, heard, and known.